Hi, I'm Katrina Hawking and I work for the ALS Association Evergreen Chapter.
Hi, I'm Robert Hawking and my father had ALS.
The ALS Association Evergreen Chapter provides services for people living with ALS in Washington, Idaho, Montana, and Alaska. And we've been doing these virtual wine tastings in support of them.
And welcome to our international wine tasting. We're going to start off with a wine from Argentina. Oh. It's by Zuccardi Serie A, and the grape is Torronte, and it's 2019.
Well, I'm really excited for this one. It sounds like good fun.
So I decided a while ago that it would be interesting to try doing an international tasting and do some grapes that we don't usually encounter.
Oh, it's got a huge smell.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very aromatic. Yeah, lots of flavors.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's got lots of liveliness, lemon.
Right, it's got a really bright Myers lemon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got a little bit of a saline aftertaste, would you say?
Yeah.
Right? I think it would go really nicely with a lot of fish, especially really light fishes.
Yeah, well, also it would go well with spicy food.
Oh, sure. It would cut right through some of those Indian and Thai flavors. Mm-hmm. It's got a little bit of lemongrass.
Yeah. So this one actually reminds me a bit of the Symphony we had.
That was a nice wine
back in the summer, and I think this grape they both share Muscat of Alexandria, and maybe a parent of both of them.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's new grape varieties are formed by crossing different parents, and so it's the parent grape type is one of them. I think it may be Muscat of Alexandria. It's a little bit complicated because there's, I think, 3 different varieties that go by this name in Argentina.
Okay, well, that was exciting. So the ALS Association Evergreen Chapter provides care services and free loans of medical equipment to families who are affected by ALS. And we also have an adaptive technology program. A lot of people with ALS will lose their ability to speak at some point during the course of the disease. Sometimes that's because they've had a tracheostomy surgery for ventilation. And other times the muscles weaken and people's speech becomes quite slurred and difficult to understand. So they'll choose to use an adaptive technology program. And we provide free loans of communication equipment and training on how to install and use that correctly so that people can continue to communicate after they've lost the ability to speak. And we have a really exciting story about our adaptive technology program and our volunteer program and how they combined to do a project this year. And I will have that fun story after the next wine.
So I'll just add that, I know from personal experience how important adaptive technology can be for people in these situations.
Right, because your dad had one of the earliest communication programs available.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So when I decided to do these we'd have an international one, but not do the sort of standard French, Italian, German, Spanish grapes. It ended up that so we're doing specialty grapes of different countries. It ended up being that the wines were all ended up being from the southern hemisphere. So our second wine is a Pinotage from South Africa. And it's a Lievland Vineyards Bush Vine Pinotage from the Paarl district, 2017.
Sorry, I missed what country?
South Africa.
South Africa. Okay, Pinotage in South Africa. What is this going to be like?
Well, yeah, I'm not sure that I can remember ever actually having had a Pinotage before, so this is a new one for me.
It's got quite a fruity aroma.
It's sort of mid-color, I think. Yeah.
It's really smooth.
It is.
It's well blended. The flavor is very balanced.
Yeah, and it kind of goes round in the mouth. Sort of some flavors of cherries. A little bit of cinnamon, maybe.
Sure, a little bit of spice in there. Mm-hmm. But it's a subtle wine.
Yes. Well, so its parents are. This is a wine that comes from Pinot Noir and Cinsault, and those are both subtle grapes, or can be subtle grapes. This one is ends up having, I think, a little bit more body than those do. But.
Yeah, I think it would taste. Hold up nicely against Italian.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I think it also would go with roast, particularly roast chicken or roast pork. I've actually been thinking that coming up, we might do a spring wine tasting. This one would actually work as a spring wine.
I think both of the wines would work as spring wines.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to share with you that fun story I mentioned about our volunteer program and our adaptive tech program. So normally when people are diagnosed with ALS, their care coordinator will recommend that they do voice banking. So people can make recordings of their natural voice before they start to lose it, and then if they decide to use an adaptive technology program and a computerized voice, they can have a voice that sounds more like their natural voice than programs that were available earlier. I know your dad became very attached to his voice, even though it was quite computerized. He liked it, and it felt that people identified it with him. But a lot of people choose to keep a voice that sounds more natural and more like their speaking voice, and we have programs available that help people to do that now. So you would be able to do voice banking and record your voice. But we had a client who was unable to do that. She lost her voice very quickly and didn't have time to do voice banking, but she did have a lot of voice recordings that she had available to her, recordings of her voice that she had saved. So our adaptive technology specialist and a volunteer worked together this year to clip 750 sound bites from those longer recordings and to recreate a voice for this woman that sounds very like her natural voice. And if you're thinking, wow, that sounds like a cool project, I'd like to be involved in something like that, please contact the chapter, because we have volunteer programs and we can get you involved in something like that. And if you're thinking, Katrina, I am not good with computers, and I would not know how to do a project like that, get in touch with the chapter anyway, because we have all kinds of volunteer opportunities, and we will find a project that you would love working on.
So here's some very aged Dutch Gouda, which I thought might possibly go with the reds today.
Okay, we got a little bit of Dutch Gouda.
Yes. One advantage of doing this Southern Hemisphere tasting at this time of year is we get to think, it's nice and warm there. They're coming up to their harvest season, but while we're still in we've just been dealing with snow. But there's our third and final wine. We go back to South America, but we go across the Andes to Chile. And it's Los Vascos Grand Reserve Carmenere 2018 estate grown from Colchagua Valley in Chile. So Carmenere is actually a variety, a Bordeaux variety, but it was basically kind of thought almost extinct there. And then they discovered that a lot of what was grown as Merlot in Chile was actually this Carmenere. So. Got a strong nose. Quite deep fruit.
It's got a deep, resonant, raisiny flavor to it.
Sort of plum, blackberry, dark cherry.
A bit of a creamy aftertaste to it. Do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a very rich wine. Again, extremely smooth.
Yes. It's got quite a lot of tannin still though, so it's fairly young for a reserve wine. No, so I would give this a little bit of air when you open it, just to make, because it may, when you first open it, it may be a little bit may need just a little while to open up.
Yeah, I'm not getting that so much, and I'm normally very sensitive to tannins.
Right. Okay.
So it's not, this one's not bothering me. It's not quite as...
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how this actually might age.
I think so.
Yeah, but I think this will go, I'm doing some roast beef later today. I think this will go very well with that.
I don't know, I might choose to go with the first red.
All right. Okay.
That's the nice thing about having 3 bottles open, is that we can have different favorites. This does hold up very well against this Gouda, though. Delicious. Thank you for watching. We're enjoying making these virtual wine tastings. They're fun to do, and we hope that you enjoy watching them. Thank you for supporting the ALS Association Evergreen Chapter, and remember, we rely on support from individual donors. So if you would like to make a donation, please go to our website and you can donate there.
Thanks for watching, and stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.